In the Library of Arab Folklore, Abu Zayd al-Hilali stands as a central figure of the Sirat Bani Hilal, an epic chronicle of one of history's most harrowing survival migrations. The journey began when the fertile plains of Najd turned to dust. A catastrophic multi-year drought struck the Arabian Peninsula, pushing the Bani Hilal tribe to the threshold of total extinction. Facing the end of their people, the tribe's leaders needed to know if their social discipline would hold under pressure. Abu Zayd and Prince Hassan disguised themselves as beggars and wandered through the starving camps to observe the conduct of their people in secret. They eventually arrived at the tent of Mufrij, a man with no food left to offer. Despite their destitution, Mufrij's wife offered to cut and sell her own hair just to buy a meal for the two disguised guests. This page from the recorded epic documents the encounter. These opening paragraphs describe the severity of the famine in Najd and the subsequent decision by the leaders to go undercover and inspect the camps. This display of hospitality convinced the leaders that the tribe's moral code remained intact. Even under the weight of starvation, the people had maintained the cultural values required to survive a mass exodus. The leaders made the decision to permanently abandon Najd. It was a staggering loss, captured in the sorrowful poetry of the women as they packed what remained of their ancestral life. Their destination was Tunis, in the Maghreb. To reach it, the entire tribe would have to march across the length of North Africa. Rather than marching the civilian population blindly into the unknown, Abu Zayd led a fast-moving scouting party of his nephews to map out the threats ahead. By prioritizing reconnaissance over a blind march, Abu Zayd ensured the tribe would have a calculated path forward before the massive civilian body ever left the peninsula. The reconnaissance mission stalled when Abu Zayd's nephews were captured by a hostile king and thrown into a heavily guarded prison. Abu Zayd realized a frontal assault on a fortified garrison would lead to his family's execution. He chose a path of stealth and technical precision instead. The text provides details of the operation. Abu Zayd used banj, a sleeping potion, to neutralize the guards. To bypass the iron doors, he utilized a magnet stone or lodestone. Applying the stone to the mechanisms, he snapped the locks open, freeing the captives silently. This rescue established a key pillar of the migration's success. Tactical ingenuity kept the scouts alive when physical force would have failed. As the main body of the tribe moved west, their path was repeatedly blocked by the armies of formidable kings like al-Dabisi and Shabib. Abu Zayd fought a series of high-stakes duels against these rival leaders. Each engagement was a deliberate attempt to draw attention away from the tribe's exposed civilian flanks. After years of constant attrition, the Hilali warriors reached their limit. Formations broke, and the men began to retreat from the front lines in despair. To prevent a total collapse, the women of the tribe, led by Al-Jazia, stepped directly into the chaos of the retreating ranks. The women used fierce poetry and public shaming to confront the fleeing men, creating a psychological pressure that drove the warriors back into the conflict. The line held. When the men's individual resolve failed, the social collective intervened to maintain the tribe's defense. The tribe finally reached the west, but faced a massive final obstacle: the entrenched armies of al-Zanati and the warrior al-Hilali. During the final battle for the new territory, Abu Zayd stayed at the center of the conflict to secure the borders for the exhausted civilians. In the middle of the carnage, the champion al-Hilali landed a fatal blow. Abu Zayd, the guide of the entire migration, collapsed on the battlefield. The manuscript records the immediate aftermath: the hero's collapse, the ensuing panic, and the women tearing their clothes in mourning as they prepared his body for burial. Abu Zayd was buried alongside Prince Hassan. While the hero was gone, the victory was complete. The Bani Hilal had secured their new land and ended their flight. Abu Zayd bought the tribe's future by trading his life for their final victory. His death meant the Bani Hilal no longer had to run.